What's going on, guys? Welcome back for another moto vlog. It's pretty early in the morning right now. I think it's like 9:30, 9:41. But we're headed out to the hills anyway to do a little bit of riding. Oh crap. What do we got here? Turkeys? Yeah. Turkeys are like one of the dumbest but smartest animals.
Budapest is the capital of what European country?
This might be a stupid question.
I'm guessing it's probably going to be.
I thought Europe was a country.
So we're taking a different road out to the hills, a little bit more north this time. It's a little bit less technical. I mean, obviously I can see through my turns this time around. So it's a little bit faster and not as technical, like I said. So it should be pretty fun. Oh, the view. So today's video is going to be about the question that everyone wants to know the answer to. Is engine ice worth the price? And unfortunately for you, that looked a lot worse than it was. The road is just super dusty. And unfortunately for you guys, I did another maintenance video on the Daytona without you guys. I went ahead and switched the Daytona's coolant out for some engine ice this weekend. So if you guys are wondering about how to change your coolant on your motorcycle, I'll just go over the quick process that I went through to change it on the Daytona. It's pretty similar to every make and model. There might be a few different steps if you have air bleeds or anything like that. But basically what you do is you're going to want to warm your bike up just to get your fluids flowing a little bit. And after the bike is warmed up, you're going to want to locate the lowest point of your cooling system. So in my case, it was on the lower left-hand side of my motorcycle. And you may have to remove a tube, or you might have an actual drain bolt that you'll have to pull. But once you locate that point, you're just going to want to obviously drain your coolant out. And something important to note is make sure your bike is not too hot, obviously. Just warm it up for maybe 30 seconds. That's really all you need to do. It's just to get that fluid flowing and agitate anything that's in the cooling system so it drains out properly. Look at that. That's pretty cool. These canyons are really neat because the temperature literally drops, like it feels like 30 degrees when you get down in the canyons because all the cool air sinks to the bottom. It's pretty nice. Oh my god, so many trucks. I don't really know where they're coming from. Ah, so many trucks. So after you drain your coolant out, what you're going to want to do is get a hold of some distilled water. You can buy it at Walmart, or if you have reverse osmosis in your house or have access to that, that's going to be even a little bit better. And you're going to need about 2 gallons or 3 gallons of water to play it safe. And with that water, you're going to refill up your cooling system through your radiator cap. And then you're going to want to run the bike again for, 30 seconds or so just to flush that water through it. I forgot to mention you're going to obviously want to put your drain plug back in or reattach your hose that you use to drain your coolant from. And after you've done that process once, you're going to want to repeat it a couple more times just to make sure that you have all the gunk and old coolant out of your bike. One thing to remember is just because you drain all your coolant out of your coolant system, you also have an overflow tank. So make sure that you either take the tank off or siphon it out of your overflow tank. I had to siphon mine out because I didn't have access to the bolts that held my tank on. Oh my god, these huge trucks are like honestly so scary. Speed limit's like 25 going through here, I forgot. Whoops. And this is Nemo. This is like a little town of, I don't know, maybe a couple hundred. So after you've drained your coolant and flushed your system a few times, you're going to want to add your new coolant. In my case, I used engine ice. It was kind of spendy. I spent, I think for a half gallon, which is 1.9 liters, I spent about $25. So it is a little spendy. What is this? That is probably the shittiest road I've ever seen. Oh my god. We screwed up, boys. We screwed up. This sucks. God damn it. Oh, this is like a freaking mistake because all this tar is sticking to my tires. And then the last step when changing your coolant is just to get all the air out of the system. Some bikes have air bleeders at the top of the radiator and on the water pump. Obviously, if you have these, use them. It's really not that hard. My radiator fills right here, so that I just tip the bike to the right, so all the air could flow out of my radiator. And I ran the bike for a few minutes just to make sure that it cycled all the air bubbles out through it. Alright, so anyways, back to the topic of the day. Is engine ice worth the price? So first off, before I start talking about the engine ice, I just want to say that I'm probably going to sound like an engine ice salesman, but that's just because I believe it's a better product. I don't get any kickbacks or anything from them. I just think it's a better product, so I want you guys to know about that. The main difference between engine ice and other coolants you can use is engine ice uses propylene glycol, and other coolants use ethylene glycol. And so one of the main differences that engine ice hammers down on its customers is that propylene glycol is a heck of a lot safer than ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol is the stuff that if you take about an ounce of it, or maybe 2 ounces, you can get kidney failure and die from. And it's super dangerous for animals and even kids because it tastes sweet. Apparently, I wouldn't know, but apparently it tastes like candy or like a juice, and that's what makes it really dangerous, is because obviously kids will drink it if they find it lying around, or animals, they're attracted to that. And I found that to be extremely true because when I was changing the coolant out of this bike, there was a ton of flies buzzing around because of how sweet the coolant was. And so overall, one of Engine Ice's main selling points that they really try to get across to you is the overall safety aspect of their product versus an ethylene glycol coolant, which is definitely important because you don't want to just be dumping ethylene glycol into your grass because that seeps down into the water table. That's the water we drink and everything like that. So it's definitely an important aspect of it. Alright, so now let's get on to the more important benefits of using Engine Ice. Engine Ice is proven to be a better coolant. The propylene glycol that they put in their proprietary formula is a better heat conductor, and it has a better heat capacity than most other coolants. And so what that allows your engine to do is transfer more heat to your coolant to be dissipated to the air in the environment, which in turn obviously keeps your engine cooler. Another perk of using Engine Ice is that it actually has a higher boiling point and lower freezing point than most other coolants as well. So the boiling point of Engine Ice is 256 degrees Fahrenheit, which is super high. I mean, if your bike is at 256 or above, that's pretty hot. You're cooking. So the fact that it has a higher boiling point is pretty beneficial because it stays a liquid longer rather than boiling, and liquids obviously absorb heat better than it would if it was boiling over. So that road brought us all the way from Rapid City to, I believe, yeah, Sturgis. It says it on the hill way out there. I don't know if you guys can see. But yeah, so it brought us all the way to Sturgis. Ooh, we have a Ducati there. Look at that. Holy crap. What? No way. Holy crap. This is like not a bad bike. 2009 Ducati. This is the 1100 too. This isn't even the 8, whatever it is. This thing is sick. Let's see how many miles. I'm sure people are watching. The key's even in it. No way. It's got an alarm system on it though. That's sick. It's got the Leo Vents exhaust. It looks like it has like quite a bit of aftermarket stuff on it too. Not to mention it's not a bad price. $7 grand. I wonder if they'd straight up trade me. Probably not. And it's at the Ford dealership. Makes a hell of a lot of sense, huh? Oh God, I do not want this truck to get in front of me. So the last benefit of engine ice that I'm going to talk about, and why I think it's better than most other coolants, is because it has pretty high corrosion resistance. Engine ice is formulated with deionized water, which is pretty much pure water. It's better than reverse osmosis, it's better than distilled. All those others still could have other chemicals and particles within them. Deionized water is pretty much pure water. Personally, I can't quite yet speak for the corrosion resistance of engine ice. I can only go by what I've read online and things like that. And from what I've heard, it does do a really good job of preventing corrosion within your radiator and your cooling system. Oh man. Rip air filter. Ugh, I hate construction. Absolutely hate it. What the hell is going on? Let's go. I swear to God, if this makes me late to class, I'm gonna throw a fit. All these rocks are so sticky with tar, they're getting stuck to my tire, and then they're freaking getting stuck on my, like, fender. Oh, what I would give to have that man's umbrella right now. Looks like one of those stupid trucks broke down, so we have a giant truck hauling an even more giant truck. Great. Alright, so where was I? A lot of the times what causes your gaskets and seals to fail on your cooling system, on your engine, is the fact that a lot of the other coolants don't use deionized water. Some of the other coolants might use reverse osmosis or, you know, even distilled water. And while those types of waters are good and they're much better than just tap water, they're still not pure water. They can definitely still contain some chemicals and particles which can break down your seals and gaskets faster than they normally would using a coolant like engine ice. So those are some of the main benefits that made me choose to start using engine ice. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly recap those for you guys. The first main benefit, and what most of you guys will care about, is the added performance and added cooling to your engine. The second benefit is it's super low toxicity compared to other coolants that have ethylene glycol in them. Not to mention it is biodegradable. The third benefit is that it has a higher boiling point than most other coolants, 256 degrees Fahrenheit. And the fourth and final benefit to using engine ice versus, well, that's a nice house. The fourth benefit is the increased corrosion resistance. That helps keep your cooling system running optimal and prevents any of your seals or gaskets from going out. Alright guys, so that is going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I hope you maybe learned something. If you did enjoy it and you maybe learned something, don't forget to hit that like button below and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Watch out for that Mustang, dude. Watch out.